Monday of the fourth week of Lent. Division. The Pharisees heard all this, and they scoffed at him. Luke 16, verse 14. Yesterday we learned about the tension between Jesus and the religious leaders. We read how the Pharisees and scribes began to press him hard, lying in wait for him to catch him in something he might say. They are now lying in wait, trying to trip Jesus up and find a contradiction to use against him. Not long after his dinner with the Pharisees and scribes, Jesus tells his disciples plainly, "Do you think that I have come to give peace on earth? No, I tell you, but rather division." Luke 12, verse 51. Jesus does not desire division, but he is fully aware that his teaching and the reality of his existence is something that some will accept while others don't. Tension builds even more as Jesus continues to teach and heal in ways that contradict what the religious elite believe and enforce. Jesus heals a crippled woman, but he does it on the Sabbath, when no one is allowed to work. See Luke 13, verses 10 to 17. Later, Jesus heals a man suffering from dropsy, again on the Sabbath. See Luke 14, verses 2 to 6. To the religious leaders, the miraculous healings are less important than Jesus' violations of the Sabbath regulations. We can imagine that these same religious leaders, who hope to catch him in something he might say, are stunned by the parables of Luke 16. Jesus begins with the parable of the dishonest steward and continues with teachings about the law and with the parable of the rich man and Lazarus. All these teachings reveal the hypocrisy of the scribes and Pharisees. The religious leaders heard all this and they scoffed at him. Luke 16:14. The word scoff is translated from a Greek word that means to deride, to sneer at, or to mock. When Jesus calls out the religious leaders for their hypocrisy, they mock him. To mock someone is to belittle them and to dismiss them. At the heart of their mockery is a dismissal. They blatantly reject Jesus and his identity as the Messiah, the Son of God. I want to emphasize that Jesus does not desire division. He longs for us to live in communion, loving both God and our neighbor. However, Jesus' identity is the core of everything he is, says, and does. Knowing that some will accept the fullness of who he is and others will reject him, Jesus predicts division. It is a consequence of sin, a reality we all live with. How will the apostles handle the tension? How will Peter respond? What will this do to Judas? How will it affect Mary? All of this awaits us in the coming days. You too might ask yourself about the tension you feel sometimes because of your commitment to Christ. Today, spend some time pondering this as we prepare for the next stage of our journey. For your prayer, spend an additional 15 minutes today in prayer. Reflect on the lives of Jesus and Mary through the Rosary. Aim to pray 3 decades if you can. At the end of each decade, pause for a few minutes in silence and ask Mary to speak to you about the tension with the scribes and Pharisees. Then ask Mary to take you to her Son. Let go of any distractions and let this happen however the Spirit desires. Simply ask Mary to bring you to Jesus. What words stood out to you as you pray? Enjoy your prayer.